Alright, so try to do a quick one, sort of. But I pulled the trigger, got some forwards from my Sportster. So let's put these darn things on there. Alright, so now I got these together, staring at the confusing directions. They're actually not that bad, but they're real busy. I don't know why they got to make them so complicated. I'm not a rocket scientist, but they are what you pay for. But these are way nicer. I ordered some before, throw a video up here somewhere, and they were trash. These ones are painted trash, so that's even better. Let me go take the other brackets off and try to put these on. From what I remember, it's a pain in the shorts. Hopefully I'll get it on there quick. It's horrendous outside, but it's actually sunny and drying up, so I kind of want to ride this thing. So let's get on it. All right, on the old dog bed here, I got the bolts separated out. It's kind of weird they give you the, I think this is for the brake master cylinder, which it's brand new bolt. I'll probably use it, make it look nice. But I think right away, I think I got the hardware dialed in. Usually these two go for the clutch, and two, the other side, I think has got 4 of these bad boys. But I remember one being a pain in the butt. And then I don't know what these are for. These might be for the brake too. Otherwise, let's get to it. I got it leaned right now, but from what I remember, I might have to get it straight up and down, loosen up all the motor mounts basically to get the motor to rock around. Hopefully I can just swap the bottom ones out and curse all kinds and get it done with. If we got to do all the other stuff, it might be a 2-dayer. Let's try it. All right, one bracket off. All right, the other bracket's always just one bolt. Pretty easy. Now, what I do is I put these all together. Oh, just like that, movie magic, all together. That way you don't forget all the bolts, and then if somebody buys them, you know, they can have bolts to reference. Woo! Okay, I got them on. The other side, I was put on the outside, and I couldn't get the bracket in there. It goes from the back side inside the frame, going that way. Duh. If you can get this bottom bolt here started and then put on all these smaller loose ones, and then this is the one you kind of have to pray and hope and wish it works. You get these two sunk in and then you should be dialed. Like on this stock one, see how this bracket has a bolt welded into it? That's the one that's on the other side that you can't see. It goes up into the motor or up behind the motor. And that's the one you kind of, hopefully it just goes in there. The one I just did, it went way in there, so hopefully it's not too long. Yeah, let's hook it all back up. All right, so the 2 long ones go down here. Replace this peg mount. But again, no washers. Definitely need some washers on there. So you're gonna need to get a handful of washers for every bolt. And I got washers on all my stuff, front and back. Okay, I got it pretty much dialed in. I just got to put a clip on the bottom of this. Definitely nice and sturdy. I wish this thing had a little bit of a bend in it. Maybe I'll make one of these days. But this bolt didn't go in there very good. I had to do the old, just jam it in there. And then I had to hammer this bad boy on there. So hopefully that didn't screw me in the long run. But those 2 long bolts go on the bottom. I think I just went over that. This side's dialed in. Let's go to the brake side. All right, I forgot about this side. Everything connects to this big bolt. I gotta get rid of that. So I gotta take the cover off and do some other goofy stuff, but there's a big bolt behind here. I'll show you. Let me get it off. All right, I took the 4 bolts out. The big one back here, the bolt was like barely hanging on there, so good thing I'm doing this. But I can't get this off. This just turned into more of a job. I gotta take this exhaust off and it'll pop right out. Shoot. All right, exhaust off. I already took this thing off. Took this out. This bolt is on the other side. of this old fangled hole. I'm probably gonna end up taking this off and making a little spacer down the road. And I kind of want to cut this, but not today. See, my exhaust hits it. So I think I might cut this. Still look kind of cool if it covered at least a little bit. I don't really care if it's missing or doing any of that cool guy shit. I do that down the road. Let's button this up. All right, there they are. There's that side and that side. Looking pretty good. I'm gonna put the exhaust on. I'm kind of running out of daylight. I want to go for a rip before it gets too dark. I'll give you the report.
The next day.
Cheers, it's morning time. It didn't work out. It only took me like less than an hour to put all this together. So of course I'm gonna have some issues. Now let me show you. So I got out there, had this thing warmed up and went to fire off, and this thing would stick, see? I mean, you can't tell, but it's really stiff. I think what I'm gonna have to do is either make another rod, one with a bend in it so it's straight, or take this off, which I hope I don't, because I hammered that thing on there. So we'll see if I can even get it off. I think I'm going to take this off and make it straight up and down like it says in the pictures, and then just adjust this. Let's see if that works. And I found this freaking hose was leaking from the pump to the oil filter. Now I kind of hammered on this before and I knew it was getting kind of crusty. What I did is I put the bracket on the wrong side of the frame and pinched down on this. I think it bent the inside of this and it was leaking out, but it was a lot of oil was coming out. It took me forever to get this out. I had to take out the oil neutral, whatever, the oil light, which I don't need. It's a chopper, I don't have it anymore. So I bought a bunch of goodies. So I'm gonna try to plumb this up. Hopefully it'll work. Hopefully it won't leak down the freaking road. But here's all the stuff I bought to make one. All right, so this is what I had to take out. I cut it in half just so I was able to spin it out. These were insane to take out. I had to take this out, which I don't need, and I never even noticed it. I think it was broken anyways, obviously. You can take this out. I bought a plug for it right there, but I cut these so I can spin them. But you really got to try to get these out. I had to take the exhaust off, all kinds of crap. Yeah, both sides are pretty insane. Either way, I'm gonna put these bad boys on there instead. Stick that in that new piece, clamp it down, use some of that thread sealant. This stuff's really good. I ran out, so I bought a new thing of it. I don't use the tape, I use that. Way easier, works 10 times better. Seals everything up. You don't have all that tape coming off the thread. And if it's a hard spot to get into, that's money. So yeah, let's put this all on there. All right, just getting that in there was a nightmare. Excuse the lighting. But I couldn't get my socket to go straight on that thing. So I had to do one turn at a time. What a pain in the shorts. So the one that goes in here is a real nightmare. I can't get my hand in any of these things. I get my fingers in there. I don't know if it's the right size. So I'm gonna not film this, but I'll report back. Once I get this one in there and the other one, we're done. Sliding tubes over, hopefully it won't be that bad. I'll check in. So I already put that one back there. That one is insanely hard. You have this much room to work with. Every time you get in there with a wrench, you gotta take it out, spin it, do that whole ordeal. But I got it in there tight. Getting it out was a whole thing. But now I got one more hole. I'm gonna plug it up with this right in front of the oil filter. I think that was the oil light, but I'm gonna plug it up with this and then run that hose. All right, so this is the dilemma I've been having with this thing. See how this bar goes across, the bracket's right behind it, and this is the oil line that comes straight into this bracket. Well, to put a tube in there, I either gotta go around it and shove it up, or go behind here and it just pinches the hell out of it. And that's why it leaked before, because I couldn't get the bracket in there, and I forced it in there and it pinched the shoot out of it. Let me know in the comments below how you got yours set in there. It's what a pain in the butt. I think I'm just gonna go around it and call it a day, but I hate to have it S through there and pinch back up. So I'm just gonna have this big long tube come around the frame, coming back up into there. I think that's a better solution. That's why I pinched it, and that's why I started this whole mess. There it is. That stupid pinch in it. Excuse the light, but it's gonna go around on the frame. And let me adjust this. Hard to see. There it is. There it is with all my wiring. All right, a little soda pop to celebrate how fun that was. So I got the forwards on there. They're pretty good. Put the link in the bottom. I don't know where I bought them, eBay or something, but they're pretty nice. They don't shift very good, but I haven't been able to ride this thing. I'll fine tune it later. I might even have to make another little arm to the shifter peg. Other than that, it fit good. Bolts right up. My dumbass pitched the oil line, so I had to go down that rabbit hole. That was probably one of the worst things that I can think of that I've had to do on that bike. I had to take out, undo everything I just put in, and I couldn't get my hand in there. I couldn't spin them in there. I didn't know if it was the actual size. I just kind of guessed that they were the same thread pattern as the oil bag, which they were 1/8 NPT. It's just a nightmare trying to get them out. I could barely get my wrench in there. You know, I'd have to turn it, flip it around, barely get a catch on it, and then be able to turn it and just pray that I didn't round it off. I got that on there. Now I'm just thinking, hopefully the new ones I put on there don't leak. I've always had bad problems with it, but at least now I just gotta find a tighter hose or a new hose or something. And if it leaks, you know, bummer, but that will leak tough because it's coming straight from the pump. Let me know in the comments if you've had that problem before. The line that goes to it is really nice, so you gotta fuck with them like I did. Pinch it a bunch of times. Yeah, saying that, go to my web store, grab a beanie. It's almost summertime. Grab yourself a coffee cup. Camp mugs are cool. They're actually super nice. Oh, speak of the devil. Got them in store. Hurry up and break down so you can have your cup of coffee on the side of the road. Snoopy rides a chopper. He's fixing his stuff all winter long with his boy, the bird. Never remember what the bird's name is. Get a coffee cup, deathmetalcycle.com. Yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. I'm getting tired of fixing these things. I want to go ride. I'm itching and I'm getting bored. So, but anyways, check out these videos from back when I used to have fun.